Welcome, everybody, to a Run ICOT Marathon update. This is day 2, the Teal Day, and with me, I've got at least a couple of intercottees, Gary O'Brien and Ian Mitchell. Hey, guys.
Hey, John. We've been up since 4 o'clock every day for the past 3 days.
I remember what that was like last year.
We're slightly incoherent. It's not our fault.
It's okay. We tried to connect earlier today, but unfortunately, the experimental prototype community of tomorrow doesn't have very good wireless. We had
experimental. That's why.
I know, and it is. They might as well call it the beta. The beta wireless.
The beta community of tomorrow.
This is
The beta community of tomorrow.
BCOT.
BCOT. That's it. That's what we will call it from now on. BCOT. And we had even forged a treaty with Canada and everything to have the Canadians on our podcast. And a shout out to the sisters and who tried earlier today to actually record with you guys.
Gary tried to get them to come back to our hotel room, but they just thought he was creepy and left.
It's Carolyn and Jennifer. So, they just
the Schuyler sisters.
Yes, didn't want to get creepy, and I understand. I understand because I'm viewing the hotel room at this point, so I can see why they didn't.
You're watching TV right now, resort television.
Gary,
right now.
Yeah, John is watching resort television.
Yes, I am. I'm watching Stacy Aswald, right?
Yeah.
That's her name, right? Yeah, she's a follower on Twitter of us. So
shout out to Stacy.
Shout out to Stacy. We should try and actually get her on the podcast at some point.
That would be fun. You should tweet her. I wouldn't be surprised if she would.
I'll bet you she probably would. She follows us, so. But I'm watching. Stacy is at what water park is that right now? Blizzard Beach. Okay, very good on resort television. So, earlier today, like I said, we're trying to go over the festivities of the 10K day, as we said, Teal Day here in the Run ICOT support of thyroid cancer and supporting thyroid cancer awareness. So just so you guys know, what we did is we actually broke it down into 4 days, which included the 3 colors of the thyroid cancer awareness ribbon, which are pink, teal, and purple. And then we added our own ICOT navy color to the end of that. So those are the 4 days in case people are like, what are they talking about? What is this day 2 teal thing that they're talking about? But please, I forgot to mention this yesterday. A couple folks, like 3 or 4 folks, have actually done this. They've gone now in the last day and bought Intercot awareness bands to support thyroid cancer. You can do that by hitting up our homepage. We've had a bunch of donations prior to the event, but it's nice to see things still coming in. And so please do that. Go to the homepage, click on the thing where you can buy a band, a thyroid cancer awareness band, and help us support thyroid.
You can also literally do it by hitting me up here.
Well, that's true. Gary actually has a bunch of bands. So if you are at Marathon Weekend and you see the Run ICOT or the Intercot banner and the Run ICOT shirts, just ask where Gary is, and he'll be glad.
You'll know Gary. He's the one with the big head.
It's true.
That's true. I was thinking this through the other day. So Gary's had the Run ICOT shirts on, right?
Yeah.
Right. So Ian?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you were the creator of the Roy G. Biv shirts. Yet you have no shirts.
In keeping with my tradition of being incredibly disorganized, I never actually got around to ordering them.
I was thinking about that today as I was looking through
I was saying to Gary, so this trip was very odd for me. I didn't actually sort of register that I was coming to Disney World until Monday, and I left on Wednesday. It was just really the last quarter of the year in my business is incredibly hectic.
Right.
And then you run right into the holidays, and then all of a sudden it was like, oh, I have to leave for Disney World on Wednesday. I was not prepared at all.
We have discovered some very interesting fast pass and ADR tricks these past 2 days. Which
are they illegal? We don't want to violate any terms of service.
No, they're not legal.
They're not legal.
But,
we'll share it for
we'll save that recap, for a full podcast.
Yeah. Well, okay. All right. You've discovered some tricks, huh?
So this morning,
Yes.
Very
so
early.
This morning, was the 10K morning. Tell us about it. What happened?
Well, 10K is actually an interesting day because you have 3 different people who are doing a 10K. You have very serious people.
Number one.
Okay. You have
James Bounds.
People who have worked up to their 10K, who are pretty good at it,
Okay, I would probably somewhere in there. Okay, might fall between 2 and 3, but go ahead. That's number 2.
And then you have people who this is their first 10K. This is their first very long run, and it's a challenge.
All right, well, yeah, so I would have fallen between there, 2 and 3. My son probably would have been in number 2 had we made it.
So we were pretty much the only people on the boardwalk today. We had some people coming and going, but we were the only big group. And
kind of like
the big
last
group,
year.
Yeah,
actually,
very much.
It's a great spot to be, though.
So we had the very serious people come through. They kind of waved at us and they went through. We had cowbells. We were all yelling. The second group came through. They were very enthusiastic, happy to see us. A bunch of my team and training friends were running through, and
cool.
And so they were very happy to see people cheering. But it was really, for us, and I think for Ian especially, because that third group today.
Yes.
This is their first 10K. They needed us. They needed that
encouragement. Push. Yeah, absolutely.
And we saw a double amputee run by.
Yep.
On the blades.
Awesome.
We saw, I think most inspiring for us was a woman who was walking the 10K with a rolling walker.
Oh, wow.
And there was, what was the guy dressed up as? Was he Hercules?
He was dressed up as I don't remember what he was dressed up
King
as.
Triton.
King Triton. He was King Triton.
And he was...
I'll post a picture of the woman with the walker. I have one.
Yeah, he has a great picture of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
I'll put it on our Facebook page.
There
was
a guy behind her who was walking, and he was sweating, but he was smiling from ear to ear. Right. And he looked over at us, and he's like, "She's kicking my butt."
Right.
But actually,
and it was just, it was fantastic. It was really great. We had so much enthusiasm from the runners.
Right.
To see us there, and it was beautiful. The sun's coming up. It's the boardwalk early in the morning.
It's really a scenic spot.
It is. It's great. Yeah. I mean, this is something that like folks don't get. Okay. So even if you're not running, like, especially for Intercotees, folks that participate in the site or follow us on Facebook or Twitter or whatever. I mean, any of you who want to come out and just kind of experience what it is like, it's a lot of fun actually cheering other folks on to victory. I mean, you become part of the whole process there. And like Ian said, it's at a scenic point. I mean, you're waking up, you're seeing the sunrise right there. You're at a point where nobody else is doing anything on Boardwalk. And all of a sudden you come across this group of people who are clapping, cheering, ringing cowbells, waking up the people upstairs at Boardwalk. I mean, it's fantastic. So, and I would imagine at that point of the race, the folks who are doing the 10K, like you said, are needing some encouragement, For most folks like me, it's like we've run a 5K before, and when you get to the 5K, it's like, oh, thank God that's over. And for this, that's only halfway through. So, yeah.
And then you got to all over again.
Yeah. And we had 2 really great opportunities today to talk to runners outside of the events.
Yep.
We randomly had breakfast with a man who was, what did he say? He'd been running for about a year now?
He had been running for a year. He had lost 85 pounds.
That's fantastic.
He despises running.
Yeah,
he hates
it. What he said was he had to pick an exercise and it's cheap.
Well, you know what? Yeah, that echoes one of my friends online who every time I see him post that he's running, he puts the hashtag running is dumb. I mean,
Well, there was actually actually a guy who ran in the 10K today who had a shirt on, which I actually thought was really funny, that said "Running sucks."
I mean, yeah. I mean, there are some positives. It's kind of like taking a long car trip too. You're with yourself and your thoughts for long enough that you get to think things through maybe that you wouldn't have otherwise. But yeah, there are a lot of elements that suck about it. I mean, a 12-hour car ride's a 12-hour car ride, right?
What's the other pain? There's a lot of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of work. You work up to each thing, each step, and that challenge for that 10K, it's that last mile.
Yep.
And tomorrow on the half marathon, it's for somebody, it's gonna be the longest run they've ever done.
For a lot of
people. And absolutely. Yeah.
And they're gonna work as hard as they can, and to watch people do it, to be able to cheer and encourage them. It's for me, as somebody who does an endurance sport too, right, who works to the point, works really hard to do something. And honestly, sometimes I'm standing on the side of the road really wishing I could just throw up and stop.
Right.
I understand what they're going through. And it was really inspirational. And, not long after that, we were coming back from the Magic Kingdom on the monorail.
Right.
And Ian was talking to a woman who was wearing a medal from today.
Right.
And they were just talking about it. And he's like, "Oh, you may have seen us. We were bringing the cowbells and I unzipped my jacket and showed my shirt, and they're like, 'Oh, the cowbell people!'
Right.
We were so glad you were there."
Yeah, and the one girl turned around and she yelled. She said, "Hey, Dave, look, these are the cowbell guys." And then the one guy immediately turned around and shouted, "More cowbell!" And so it was.
I think we could definitely build a reputation. And by the way, Ian, kudos to you for getting that picture up so quickly.
Hey, I am defeated.
I just noticed that, so that's fantastic. So, I'd ask you guys for the runner's experience, but we all know that Ian with his bloody stumps don't actually run, and Gary, you didn't do it either. So.
However, stop me, John, from buying Run Disney sneakers, though.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, those looked rather cool. Which ones are those?
Goofy.
It's the goofy ones. So they're orange, and the colors are a little bit off in the
nice
webcam. But yeah, I even liked. They had some. What was it? Mickey and Minnie ones that were a little more subtle too this year as well that I saw. Yeah. So I should have told you just to buy me a pair, Ian. Is what I should have told you to do, but.
Well, would you have been properly fitted, John?
Well, I bet. You know what? I need a stable running shoe, Ian. Okay?
I would actually volunteer to bring them home for you, except I have no room in my bag.
It's fine. Yeah,
I have to throw out a pair of my own sneakers in order to bring these home.
Ian, if you saw my closet, you'd realize I don't need another pair of
I don't
sneakers.
Need them either, but they were too cool to pass up.
I know. I've become obsessed with sneakers.
So I did record all of today.
Yeah.
Okay. On the GoPro, right?
Oh, I had a pretty good stable shot through the whole thing. So if anybody's listening, we may be able to find them.
Okay.
If listening,
and if anybody who we haven't talked about running is listening,
nobody's listening, Gary.
Just
three guys talking.
We may be able to find them. Last night at Tambu Lounge. Ian started talking about this.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, because we talked about that earlier. It's going to be easy to forget.
On the Lost Episode Part 2.
Yes.
Yeah, I have it, but I'm not going to put it in. But you guys did say, about 25 people?
28.
28? Okay, closer to 30. We'll say 30. How about
30,
that?
yeah, let's round up to 30.
30.
Actually, if Angel and Natalie had shown up, it would have been 30. So.
Right. Well, or if John and Andrew and Stacy and Michael and Mom and D-Dad Yaglenski had shown up.
It would have been up near 40 then.
Right, it would have been.
Yeah, so it was a big crowd.
We bring our own entourage.
Other than you, the entire podcast crew was there. Michael was there, Christine, Gary and I Mel, Carol, Cindy. So
half of the Tambu Lounge was taken up by ICOT people.
Entire right half of the Tambu Lounge, save for two poor confused young women who had no idea what was going on.
That is sweet.
Yes.
Yeah, and shout out to our cast member server Chris, who
he was good.
Was amazingly patient and good. I mean, he
and
let
it
me
takes patience.
He let me pre-order a beer. Wow. And when he saw I was empty, he said, "Are you ready for your next one,
sir?"
And he did it right. He was great. He was great.
That's
but
awesome.
We met a new intercutty that we hadn't met before, and it is so late and I'm so tired. I'm blanking on his name.
I believe it was Robert, although I'm not 100%.
Robert from London, Ontario.
That's right. Yeah. You guys had mentioned that earlier.
He says the loyal podcast listener. So shout out to Robert, and it was very nice to meet you, and we were glad you could make it.
Yeah, and he's running. Yeah, right? He's running. His wife and kids are here. So
15 plus years in, we are still attracting some new people. That's good to know.
Yeah, it was great. It was really great to meet, someone else who just, it's like, hey guys.
Well, cool. What did you guys what did you do with the rest of your day? Because we're running over on time right now. So
mine train.
Yeah, Gary and I got to ride the mine train for the first time, both of us.
Okay, so initial impressions, real quick.
I really liked it. Yeah, I liked it a lot. It's not a thrill ride, although I guess maybe if you're
ride it a second time, you'll like it better.
Yeah, but the effects on it were
they were really cute.
They were great.
I mean, there was a lot of very nice little touches on there that were.
It's a total Disney nerd ride.
Yeah, it was cute.
Yeah.
It was a little more roller coastery than I thought it would be, though. Like I thought it was a little bit more of I thought it was more train ride than roller coaster, but it actually whips you around pretty good.
Like I said, you'll feel it more the second. I can't explain why, but I've talked to numerous people about this. The second time you ride it, because I think the first time you're so focused on soaking it all in and paying attention to all the details, and then the second time you're actually like, hey, this is actually not a bad ride.
Yeah, no, it was. In fact, it's funny that John. I don't know if you can see. It's actually the video is actually on.
Yeah, I'm actually watching it on Stacy TV.
On Stacy's show right now. But yeah, it was coastery. I mean, there were parts where you got cooking pretty good because I was thinking because it's Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Although Snow White doesn't really make an appearance, but the dwarfs do. My little ones love the dwarfs, so I actually thought I might take them on, but I think it's a little bit too much for them. They're only 4, so I don't know that they would do it. But I think
want to wait till they're 5.
But the shadows of them marching up the wall,
they were really.
That was I mean, it's just the perfect.
Well, you know what I thought? What I noticed the most about that, and I don't know if. Excuse me, I very much apologize.
That's a sign.
It's been a long day, but the one thing I noticed was they caught the motion of the dwarves very realistically from the way that they walk in the original film. They had that sort of like that funny bouncy step that they do. They caught it. They got it down very well.
Dwarf swagger. Yeah.
The roller coaster itself is so quiet.
It is. It's very quiet.
It is. Very well done. Actually, I really liked it a lot. So, guys, plans for tomorrow? What time are you getting up?
Ungodly time.
Yeah, I know.
The roads close at 5, and
so you guys have to take, if I recall from last year, you've got to take a bus to Epcot.
We're going to drive to Epcot and then take the monorail.
And then you take the monorail over. Yeah. So, okay. Yeah, no, but it'll be worth it to be on Main Street at that time in the morning. It's really cool, actually.
Main Street early on, then we're going to hop over to Epcot.
Okay, cool.
For the finish. All
right, cool. Well, guys, anything else real quick?
No, we're good.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Well, I hope you get some Z's tonight. I know it is an early morning, but we do appreciate all the updates. Make me feel at least a little bit like I'm there. And as we mentioned earlier, please go to intercot.com. Donate $10. It's only $10, folks. Get an awareness band and help us fight thyroid cancer and thyroid cancer awareness. One of the reasons why we started doing this in the first place. So I'm hoping to join you guys there next year. What's that?
Yeah. Apparently, if you want, my wife will Photoshop an angry picture of me in a bunny suit. So
I've seen that.
I know. Give us $10, she'll make you a personalized one.
The new grumpy cat.
All right. That might work. All right, guys. Well, we wish you the best. We'll check in with you tomorrow. This has been a Run ICOT Marathon Update. We'll talk to you later. Bye now.
My voice is going. Oh. And it's out.
There we go.